Hey!
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you are watching that balloon show.
Welcome back to That Balloon Show. Another 2 weeks has passed so fast.
It has. And we'll be getting back into the workshop. It is the month of Halloween. Halloween's almost here. So we're going to do a couple of spooky designs from the Prima foils.
That's right, it's the countdown to Halloween has begun.
But before that,
There's this. Why, hello!
hiya guys. Hope you've had a fantastic 2 weeks and you didn't miss us too much. It has been a bit of a blink and miss it 2 weeks again for us.
As ever.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And it's the countdown to Halloween.
It
as
is.
Well, so
It is. What are we on now? They're on the second. Where are we at? What's the date?
October.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, the 2nd of October. And so that means that we've got 29 days.
So is that Halloween on a Friday? Was it Friday the 13th it's on this year?
Are you joking?
No.
yeah.
I think it's a Friday though. I think it's a Friday.
Okay, well,
I might be wrong.
Definitely lands on a day that ends in the letter Y.
This is true.
So that is
true. Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the workshop. We've got a couple of designs that we want to share with you, and a golden nugget of a
Little
technique.
top tip.
Yeah.
I have been seeing across the social media, so people
What have you been
using that pumpkin though.
Yes. Yeah, the double-sided pumpkin. So it's pretty much sold out. Where if you can get your hands on the big ones, good luck to you because it's pretty much sold out everywhere. However, the mini pumpkin is still available. So and we've got a design that includes that tonight.
That's right. Yes. So if you see it, get them because they are fantastic.
We also have the holographic vampire face that we're going to be using, and the trick or treat foil. And we will be showcasing a technique that will change the way that you do balloons, we think.
My answer's treat, by the way.
Treat. Yeah, always treat, never the trick.
Always.
So what I'm going to do is
You
I'm going to head
head
over
on
this way
over,
and
you go
into
that
the
way.
workshop, and I'll see you guys in the shop, innit?
Let me see if I can find a camera for you over there. I think I found one. Yes, I am enjoying what I'm seeing on social media, so keep on sharing because that's great. I love seeing that. I want to see more with the ghost, though, that holographic ghost. That is a lovely design. And I think there's some cool designs to be had with that. Right, Keith is ready over on in the workshop, so let's head on over and I shall join him in a second.
Hello, guys. Anyway, welcome to our workshop. We do have some 5-inch balloons in front of us. They are from the Prima range. The colours that we got is pumpkin. We've got French rose. We've got dusty rose, and we've got linen. These it's nice autumnal.
That's why I'm spotting my Prima
Yeah.
t-shirt today.
We're going to be, so it's, very autumn colours from the range anyway that work very well
Which is your
together.
favourite though, Keith? Which?
All of them. I actually like pumpkin.
Okay,
I think it's just, it's a little bit lighter than the caramel.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. But the French rose is,
Yeah.
it's a nice colour. Let's inflate some anyway. So we'll do a cluster of 4 of them so then they can see all the colours.
What a good idea. Because the inflated colour versus the uninflated colour is very different.
Yeah.
It's the same as having a look at the balloon in an indoor environment versus the outdoor environment as well. The colour changes somewhat as well. So depending on where you're going to be using it, it's always best to check it in that kind of environment.
Okay, lastly on the linen.
I do like the linen.
Yeah, but it's 4 colours that work very well together. So we have our pumpkin. We've got, actually I'll just turn them so that the darker ones together. We've got pumpkin, we've got French rose, we've got dusty rose, and I think it's dusty pink.
I think it's dusty pink. It is dusty
Yeah,
pink.
just notes down there say different. And linen. So of them 4 colours together, and it makes a nice collection. What we're doing is we also want to size them to 2 different sizes in this particular design. So we're going to do clusters of 4, and we're going to be doing clusters of 3. When they are clusters of 4, they're going to be sized to 4.5 inches. Which I'll get a sizing board, 1 second.
The other thing I like about a colour palette like this is you've got something like the dusty pink. If you put that with a different colour palette, it would look very different. But because you put it in with this autonomous range, it really picks up that hue, and it's a really nice way of setting the tone for your design. So loving that.
Rose, but must be dusty rose.
Okay.
Must be us that's wrong. Okay.
I had it as dusty pink.
Yes, not Dusty Springfield though.
No,
That's a
definitely not
different
that.
one.
Yeah.
4 inches and 4.5 inches. What's that size? Is that compared to that?
4.5.
Oh, okay, so that is 3 strokes. So 3 strokes gets you about 4.5 on this particular hand inflator. 1, 2, 3. That gets you the 4.5 inches.
Again, though, as we always say, it doesn't matter necessarily the end size as long as it's within the scope of the scale you're trying to achieve. It's more so the consistency that you're trying to achieve.
So I've done 2 strokes on there, and 2 strokes gets me is just under a 4-inch balloon on there. So that would work for this one in the fact that we have our sets of 3s sized to 4 inches, and our sets of 4s sized to 4.5 inches.
Yeah.
If you hold that one for me, please. Well, thank you.
Almost. I thought I was going to be quick enough. I'm not stupid twice.
Okay, fair enough.
He says that with confidence, but it's not true.
So what we're doing with that is we're going to make, we'll make a piece of garland that has a set of 4 sized to 4.5 inches, followed by a set of 3 sized to 4 inches, followed by a set of 4, and we keep going. And it's this kind of, it's almost like that fake organic that we do, just slightly a bit more modular.
It's a bit more structured in the fact that you're not spending so much time doing it.
That's the word I was looking for. Dom was structured rather than modular.
It's there, yes. But,
And
but on
then-
the other side, though, it is modular in the fact that it's a repeated
It's a what?
section. I'm not doing it. It's a repeated section. So depending on the size of the hoop, depending on the size of the structure, you could do this on a circular frame like this. This is just based on like a children's hula hoop. However, you could do it on a frame.
Yes.
And the modular thought to it is the fact that you can keep adding, but you tend to add and in the same types of sections.
Yes. So all that we've done all the way through this, apart from the centre bit, which we've done some slightly smaller ones, it's 3.5 inch in the middle.
And that's purely to accommodate the fact that this is a hula hoop that's been screwed down to a frame.
Yes.
And because these can't go round as normal, it's just been amended slightly to accommodate the frame. Now, this goes for the same with the big frames. Now, we use the frame from Balloon Market, which has got the risers, which is fab, which gives you that space underneath. However, that frame can be taken down, so it works right next to the frame, so you'd have to do something similar on the bigger scale. And some frames that are out there don't have the risers, so you have to work with it being close to the base.
Yes.
So again, you do the same thing like that, but on the larger scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially you get the frames that have like just the 2 stands that run separately like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty much on the floor. So you're doing this kind of thing. It's effective, but it doesn't take away from the design.
No, it's just an adaptation on the sizing just to accommodate the framing that you've got.
Exactly. Then what we've done is we've taken 2 of the mini designs and we've stuck them directly onto the balloons on the front on here using some dashes. And then we have a little bit of monoline, fishing line, on there with our middle one that's allowed to swing. So
Interactive element.
Interactive. And just because of wind, air conditioning or whatever, it's just going to have some movement and it's going to create that fun and energy.
Going back to some designs we've done in the past, we've done them like this. However, sometimes, like you said there, with air conditioning, like sometimes the conditions are a little bit too much and you tend to find they're kind of moving about, but what you want is the spin. And the easy fix on that is the monofilament, you create either one that runs through or a secondary piece that then attaches to the base. So it creates a fixed axle. So then you've got the spin, but without it kind of blowing up and swinging out of the way, which sometimes is distracting, depending on the environment that it's in. So if you don't need to use it, don't bother.
Thank you, King of Amazing. We really appreciate that kind of comment. It says it looks amazing. Yeah, we really like this. And it's so simple in the fact that it is just a hula hoop, kids hula hoop that's been screwed to a piece of MDF that we've covered with some vinyl.
This is just the white vinyl that we've used for personalisation. We've just took a piece of it because we could paint the boards, but that means it's got drying time and it's a bit more faff for us. We don't have a place that we can paint it, but we have got vinyl and it's instantly ready to go. And we've got many colours of that, so it can be whatever we need it to be. So this is just a generic frame ready to be used. So we've used the white and then just some extra little textures there with that
artificial ivy and a little bit of
green
floral work on there as well, which
green
is
things
tucked in as we go. So yes, nice and simple, but very, very effective. It would look great on a buffet table at a party or something like that. Or you can maximise it if you've got the bigger ones of these. We can take it up to the full-size hoop design using pretty much exactly the same.
Also, if you scale up, you can actually use both sizes on there as well. So not forgetting that you can use the big and small ones of any of the foils to create that layering and texture and depth on the bigger designs. So love them.
Well, I love
great use.
The colours, the very autumn colours, very fall colours.
It's
especially if they drop off the desk.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, fall. What I like about this one though is, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lot of the Halloween stuff is very sort of brash and tacky, and
dark. Doesn't look, the dark stuff looks. It's hard for it to look good in photographs.
Yeah, and then the other stuff, it's kind of that the traditional fun and bright and vibrant.
Yeah.
But where this is, very elegant.
Yeah, it's stylish.
Yeah. So you've really got a new way of carving out some options for seasonal parties in this period. So.
Okay, so if you like that, you can leave a comment. That'd be fantastic. Appreciate it. We're going to throw this out of the way here on this little stand. Throw this down here out of the way because we're going to move on to another design.
Is it over here?
Get rid of this one. It is, yes. The other design, this design's been seen a million times before. There's nothing really new about it apart from the two products that we're using in there. It's a cluster of 4 that's sized to about 7 inches. A cluster of 4 that's been sized to 3.5 inches with some little Dopplers added in there.
Lovely little touches just to pick up some of the colour sort of hints off the trick-or-treat there.
Yeah.
And that's just a nice way of bringing that through the design and adding just some other little elements to pick up on those tones, which is lovely. I love the trick-or-treat and I love the holographic background to that as well.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to get a nice coloured balloon so that I can put, show how to do the arms if you've never done anything like that before.
Yeah, because I think most part of this is the, it's our bread and butter type balloon work. We've got our 2 layers down there. So we've got our 11-inch and our 5-inch, and then the little Dopplers are just a little add-in. Yep. And they can be done, especially with that Prima 5-inch, you can create that small bubble and use that long neck to tie through.
Yeah,
so
that's
just
a good demonstration on there as well.
Now we've done this in the past, and you can do it with...
Pull it right down onto the inflator.
Any 5-inch, but generally you're going to have to join it with something like a bit of 260. Yeah. Whereas this one, you've done the little bubble, you've got that long neck, so then you can do the other one and actually join it as a pair.
Yes.
So depending on what you want to do. If you want to do a single one, that's fine. Do the second one, so let's do it, because we've committed to talking about it now.
Wow.
Not going to do it the same size as yours, am I? I'm going to get it.
Go for it.
There we go.
I felt that.
And again, make sure
use your sizing box to get exactly the right size if you want to.
Then we're going to tie them together, but we want to tie them right at the very end. So we're going to create the most amount of latex that we can between the two of them. And then that creates the connection point. So now we can bring that around the design, pull it through. I'm not going to do it because they don't want to go in here. They'll pull through. What we'd actually do is pull them all the way through though, cross them over and then bring them back.
Halfway,
Just so it locks it in. So then that means you've got a Doppler, you haven't had to struggle to tie in there, and it's just using the long neck there of the Prima. So
perfect. And then to do the hands, what we do is we'll take a 260 and we'll inflate it partially, and we'll just tie that off like so that it has the neck, and then we'll take whatever we're using for the hand. In this case it was black. We're going to use this one, the French rose, and what I'll do is I'll just inflate it with a single stroke for this one. Actually that's a double stroke on that one, so we'll go for another one. Again,
this technique, you've got scale options, so the small one you can do for a smaller character, especially when you've got something like the 9 or 12-inch body in the middle, but because we're at the 18-inch body doing the 2 strokes, it's in proportion to something of this scale.
So what I've done here is I've tied it off, but I've tied it loose. So if you can see under there, you can see that when we squash it, it's going to squish up to the top like this and make this shape. how we normally we'd want to get that knot right down at the base. We're keeping it a little bit.
You want to roll back and get bad habits and do it the wrong way, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tie these together into... So we've got this going on. And then what I can do is I do that little squish. I'll make a small bubble. So I have my larger bubble and my small bubble, and then we do a pinch twist or an ear twist. And just twist that together on the end like this.
Now, you can do this technique with the 5-inch without having the 260 on the end.
Yes.
However, it's much easier to do that pinch twist when you've got a balloon either side of it. So that's the kind of the shortcut to the method. So Keith's going to do it again, so without the 260 on this time.
So we just do a twist for the bubble, and then we hold on to the knot, and we twist that together like this. And it creates the same thing that we have here, like this, but it's a better connection.
What I tend to see is something that people struggle on that one when they don't use the 260 is the
extra stretch.
Yeah, so same thing that you just done. You've done the stretch, you do that bubble, but when this is brought round, instead of holding that knot, people tend to go for that nozzle. So they pull that nozzle, they do that pinch twist. One side looks great, but the other side you get this really sort of mechanic-y bit there. Whereas on this one you're not going to see that because it's been pulled in tight. So the easiest way to avoid that is put it onto the 260.
Just tie it on.
Now you can avoid it, but it's more effort when that's easier. Yeah. What I love about this design though is it's durable. So when we first started, we were originally twisters. So we would be twisting hands and they'll be amazing detail, but they don't last because it's the first thing that kids are grabbing and moving around, where the 5-inch on the end of a 260, it's really durable.
Yes.
Fast to do, looks fab, easy to colour coordinate, very easy to scale, and it's not going to kind of untwist on you when someone's grabbing a hold of it. So surefire winner.
Okay. Now, the only issue that you're going to have with this is the connection method of connecting this foil to this foil. Certain foils, when you try to stick things to them, they stick fine. Other foils are not as grabby on that way. They have a varnish on the outside, which is to protect the print on there. So it means that the things don't stick to them as easy as you would like them to. We have actually found a very easy way around it.
Oh yeah, pass me that stapler.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
for this, not the tip.
We're going to be using stretchy balloon tape, and we're going to use a foil that isn't as grabby as normal. So if this side hasn't been treated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, I'm just going to pull on this side, and you'll see that after a little bit it comes off. Yeah, I mean actually that was quite good for. Then it's been on for a little bit.
Yeah, we've talked about adhesives for a long time. The instant grab versus when an adhesive had it's a time to dwell, it will create a stronger bond the longer you leave it. And specifically, the stretchy balloon tape from Click Click does that. So if you can get that on and have a reasonable instant grab, that's great. But the longer you leave it, the better it will get.
So now this side has been treated. We've done the technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one. I'm
going to stand back just in case it gets my
So what I'm doing is I'm putting more and more.
I mean, you can see the pull and the real stretch on the tape there.
Yes.
To show that it's got some pressure on it.
That is. I mean, I'm going to try and get it to fail.
And he's had his Weetabix this morning.
No, it's not going to fail. Yeah. So that is a super grab, and it's the same foil that didn't grab on this side.
Same tape, same foil.
Yes.
And the same amount of tape distance as well on that as well.
So what we're going to do is the side that didn't grab, we're going to make it grab. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of our stretchy balloon tape. I'm going to take a piece of this 260 on here. Hello, Alfred. Fantastic to see you.
As ever, when handling the tape though, try not to put your fingers on the adhesive side.
Yeah.
So when you're opening this, you want to make sure that as you fold it back, still maintain contact with the backing material, So you want to do your best. So what I find on this is I fold that one back, but then I can't really get access to that other one. So just pop it back down again and then open it up. And it means you've got the initial release done without having to sort of overly handle the adhesive.
So if we went to stick it straight back on here, which is where that first one was, you're going to get the same result, right? It's so what we need to do is change up what we're doing. And for that, what we've got is a Sharpie marker. So this is a
Now, I know
Sharpie
nobody
marker.
has these. This
Yeah.
is just one of those items that's only available in the UK.
So this is the fat version of the Sharpie marker, but it works with any version. It's just easier for you guys to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look and see where we're going to attach. So we want to attach it here and this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, where we're going to attach, I'm just going to give that a bit of a scribble over the top of where it's going to attach on this side. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And just give it a good old scribble on there.
Don't need to be an artist on this one.
No, no, no. It's basically, the reason that we found out about it is that so, well, that's fun.
Yeah, battery went dead, Keith,
Okay.
and it was on charge.
is that we often use a Sharpie marker to mark exactly where we want to attach things to. Okay, so we take the foil here and we'll give it a bit of a mark there and a mark here. And what this is doing is the solvent base in the Sharpie marker is basically taking the top layer off there. So it means that when we take our 260, sorry, our...
Oh, you said it better the first time, definitely.
I did, honestly, fantastic. If you want to go back and watch the subtitles, you'll not find them because it requires us to talk. Sound's gone again.
I think that might have been just because I think it went on and went off again as you, so it's probably just slightly behind, but I think we should be good.
You think we should be good?
Yeah, I'm just going to monitor it. We're still on.
We're still on. Okay. So what I do is I put my 260 over there. Actually, I'll do it this way. I'll peel that back a little bit, peel that back a little bit. Put my 260 over the top of the middle like this, and then where we put them black points on there, I'll stick that to that, bring that across, stick that to here too, and then give that a little bit of a rub and tie that off. And that's what gives us that solid connection on there where I can pull straight off. Of course, I didn't do the Sharpie underneath there. So where it's peeled back, I'm actually going to Sharpie marker underneath there, like that. So it's peeled back. And then I'll push it back down and give that a good squeeze. And then hopefully what that should do is...
Definitely think it was better the first time.
Solid connection.
So one of the things on this one though is it doesn't matter if there's Sharpie left or no Sharpie left.
That's right.
If the Sharpie there, that's fine, right?
Yes.
But if there's no Sharpie there, it doesn't matter either. It's just the fact that you've had
another piece 260.
You've had the Sharpie that's gone over that. I can't believe you're using the stretchy balloon tape in this crude manner, Keith.
Well, I know that, but we have.
While we're here, we're going to open the box up and we're going to fix this.
Right. So, just to prove once more, what we're going to do is we'll attach it to the center of here. Let's try this one. I haven't tried this one, but I'm going to assume that's going to do exactly the same thing. We've got our stretchy balloon tape. I'm going to need one more piece after this.
You can have it in a second. There we go.
Okay, and then I'll put that across the middle, like that, right in the middle of the star.
With that, you can use it from the dispenser now.
There we go. And then we'll tie that off.
But you need another piece?
Yes, we're going to, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up here, and then there, it came off. It took a little bit more effort, but it did come off on there. And then what I'm going to do
was that on the outside of that foil?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you always get a better adhesion because it's fully flat, no creases.
Yeah.
So it's the best spot to stick to. But unfortunately, that's not always where we need it to stick.
No. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to just basically take my Sharpie and I'm going to draw across there, and I'm going to draw across here. Just a little bit of a scribble, and that's done. And then what we'll do is we'll do our piece of stretchy balloon tape straight across the middle. There we go. And we'll tie that off. And then with that, we shall pull.
Totally different.
And it's super strong.
There is no question of the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so strong in comparison once you've put that on there. And it's such a simple, easy thing to do, makes a huge difference.
And it hasn't been left as well. That's the instant grab. So if you do that with a little bit of prep time. So for us, if we're doing a design like that character, we know we've got a connection point. So we'll inflate our foil, then we'll add the connection point on, then do your inflation, which means by the time you get to assembly time, you've got that extra kind of time that it's taken to sit, so you can be a little bit rougher with it.
Yeah.
If you're doing something for prep for another day, you can actually do the inflation of the foil, do the connection, do your inflation of the latex, and then do the build the next day. That's our go-to for the assembly.
Shelley.
Hey, Shelley. But it just means you've got it all assembled in a bag and just throw it together, not worrying, thinking that connection's going to fail on you. It just means you can throw it together with haste. It's fine.
But it's one of these things that it's great, that technique, so that if you know that you've got a foil that things don't stick to, because it has that protective coat on the outside, just get yourself a Sharpie, give it a bit of a scribble, put it back on over the top.
That's a reused piece now as well, so that's been on already. Now, typically with any of the adhesives, you wouldn't normally get this to connect.
Yeah.
If you've pulled that off and tried to re-stick it, you're not going to get success with that.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it's still got a fantastic connection.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as strong as the other one,
No,
but it's been on.
It has been on already, and then
and it's got a really strong connection as well.
However, I think if you left that for an hour or so, that would probably be as strong as it needs to be anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, you tidy up. I'll go back over there.
You're going to go back over there. I'm going to chuck both of these designs back onto the table, just so that those that joined us a little bit late can see those designs. So we have our little trick or treat vampire. And if you look really closely at this particular one as well, you'll see that he actually has fangs. And then we also have our pumpkin hoop. So we hope you really liked our designs for this evening, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with your balloons too. But for now, I'm going to hand you back over to Dominic.
Why, hello. I do like those designs. Now I've got the lights back on in over here. We might not have very long with audio, but we'll see, because apparently we've got lights or microphone. So,
lights or microphone, okay.
So we'll have to be quick.
We better wrap up quickly. We've gone over anyway because we had to redo some stuff. So we're going to say goodbye for now. We will see you in 2 weeks' time once more.
Yes.
If you like what you saw, please drop us a like and leave a comment on the video. It's always a nice thing.
That's it'll be just before Halloween then.
Yes.
Ooh.
You guys have a fantastic 2 weeks. Look after each other, and we shall see you soon.
Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.